Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Hello, guys, and welcome to A Better Chance Television. You know, I told y'all last week we was in San Antonio, so I promised you this week we were not going to stay in Texas. So today, I have, I can't really call her like a guest because she's more like family. We do a lot of this HBCU advocacy, and it's like our favorite time of the year. It's almost like HBCU Christmas to us. So today we are going to talk about something. I really don't want to spill it all, but because I like when she comes on and she's so animated. But I guarantee this is something you're going to want to support. And it has grown so much that we both were kind of like before the show, like, where did this all started and where are we at now? So I'm going to bring, like I said, she's, more than, like friend status. She's like my HBCU advocacy sister. She's my thought partner when I'm like, you know what? I don't get it. We're not doing good here with our send off. What's your trick? So let me bring on my guest today that I am super duper excited to have. Mrs. Angee.
Hey. You said I was animated, so I got to be animated. Hey. I don't want to disappoint your people. Yes, hello.
Welcome. I'm so excited that you gave us time in your busy schedule because I know it's send-off time.
It is send-off time, but we are excited. It is HBCU send-off time. It's like our Christmas because we are getting our babies prepared to go off to any of our 117 HBCUs all across this country. So we are excited to support them. We are excited for the choice that they have made to attend an HBCU. So yes, it is HBCU Christmas time.
Yes, I was like, wait a minute. It is like Christmas because when people donate stuff, I don't know about you. But how does that make you feel when you like, okay, you get that first letter from that sponsor or a vendor, and it's like, wait a minute, they down for the mission too. So how does that feel?
It feels amazing. I really felt amazing in year one because, people in Dayton, they didn't know what the HBCU send-off was all about. So we had to educate people in the business community and our, everybody about what is the HBCU send-off. And so it was super exciting when we started making those phone calls and reaching out to people. And so many people said yes. So it has been a blessing to the Dayton community that so many people, so many business leaders, so many churches, so many fraternities and sororities, so many have embraced the idea of the HBCU send-off and making sure that our students are supported as they go to and get through our HBCUs.
Awesome. Yes. Now, you mentioned something, and it kind of get this made me like, hey, I remember taking a picture. So that first year, like, what made you want to do this in Dayton?
So first of all, shout out to Mr. HBCU himself, Anthony Brown. So I don't want to say we stole the idea from Cleveland. I'll just say I call it research and reapply. We saw what they were doing in Cleveland with their send-off, and we're like, we want to do one in Dayton. Our students deserve this kind of treatment as they head, whether they're going to college for the first time or they're a returning student as a sophomore, junior, or senior. And so I looked at what Mr. HBCU Anthony Brown was doing in Cleveland and said, we can do this in Dayton, Ohio. And so, kind of put the call out there on social media to any HBCU alumni in the area and say, hey guys, let's get this committee together and let's make this happen. And, the people came and we started working together and using our ideas. Now, the thing that's different between the HBCU send-off in Dayton versus Cleveland, Dayton is a big old food truck town. So ours is like a block party style food truck rally, giving them more of a festival type of feel. And I think that in Cleveland, from what I can see, is more of like a cookout, a good old family reunion, where ours is more of a block party type of festival food truck rally. So we kind of put our little Dayton spin on it, and it's been working ever since. And this is our third year. So year one, we learned a lot, but it was exciting. Year two was awesome. The crowd was huge. And so we were looking forward to year three.
Oh, wow. That is hilarious. You said you
researched and reapplied.
That's
we didn't steal it. Anthony, we did not steal. We researched and reapplied. So yes.
Love it. Because we did the same thing in San Antonio. And that's actually how Anthony and I met. You know, a lot of people, we've known each other for years.
I thought that. So you met him after I met
him? No, I met him because I called. He was at that time. He was the UNCF president for the alums, and I called. You know, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I just had that boisterous spirit. And I was like, hey, we're not doing that in Texas. So is that something everybody, you know, who is this? I was like, my name is Monique Robinson. I am living in San Antonio and I advocate for HBCU. He was like, lady, I don't even know you. And so, and we've been friends ever since. But, so yes. And I can honestly say, guys, watching, that Dayton send-off is a whole vibe. It's like
a vibe. It's a vibe. And so it's great because it's not, I mean, it's for our students and we love our students. And, you know, some of our students and most of our students are doing amazing things at their HBCUs. They feel so inspired and they feel supported. Actually, one of my students, she's her freshman year at Clark. She just texted me today, like, hey, Miss Angee, do you need me to help with anything for the send-off? And I try to tell my students, our scholars, I don't need you to help with the send-off. I just need you to come and be treated like royalty. Like, let us do the work. We're here to serve you. But she's like, what can I do for the send-off? So I'm probably going to use one of her cute little pictures in one of our new flyers that are coming out. But they want to help. I'm like, no, you guys are supposed to be served at the send-off.
I love it. And I really honestly believe because they have went away to school and they've experienced that HBCU bond, that HBCU family. And so they're like, look, we were taught to volunteer at schools. We got to come back and give to our communities.
Absolutely. That's exactly it.
And we've had some scholars do that this year, you know, inboxing, hey, Ms. Mo, I know I'm not a freshman, but I want to come. So do you plan on doing any type of workshops during the send-off this year? Or is it just...
So we're looking into it. One of the sponsors is looking to do some financial literacies, but we got to figure out how we can work that out. Because I told him, I said, you know, we have so much going on at our event, and ours isn't just for freshmen. So we can have sophomores, juniors, and seniors. They can we want them all to come because we want our students to network. We want a freshman that's headed to Tennessee State to meet the sophomores and the juniors that are currently students at Tennessee State. So we make sure that we let all of our students know, please register. This is not just for freshmen. It is really a great networking opportunity for all of the students. So we want to make sure that everybody in Dayton knows that it is for freshmen through seniors to register for the HBCU send-off. Now, as far as workshops, like we're looking to do possibly a financial literacy, but it's hard when you got, you know, we got a DJ, we're going to have folks strolling. We're going to have a lot of fun. So it's hard to try to pull your scholars away from the party to sit in on a workshop. But we definitely have been talking about doing something to make sure that people are getting as much out of it as possible. Again, it's really hard when they're trying to kick it and they're trying to socialize to pull them away from that and have them sit down. So we'll discuss it. We'll see what the scholars want.
Awesome.
Now, do you guys do workshops during your send-off?
We have not done a workshop. We usually have like a speaker, and it's usually somebody who recently graduated from HBCU or of sort, and she just give like a message to them. It's like 20 minutes.
Oh, you okay.
This year we were really, really blessed. One of the libraries here is going to host the event in their facilities, and they're totally like, hey, we on board, whatever you need, we got. And I'm like, so they've been really essential. Carver Public Library, which, you know, it means more because it is located on the east side of San Antonio, which is almost like West Dayton. So I'm like, oh God, they're helping, you know. So it's coming together. We have vendors. San Antonio is a foodie town, but, you know, we do have some people come. Like we have that. But my thing this year is, like you said, the whole networking. One of the things that I, am looking to do is have about 4 scholars and have a panel, and let those kids share their college experiences and just have just the kids just talk, and I think that would be more impactful, because we have some are first gen students. We have some who's never been out of their mom's house at all. And it's not that we're like so older that we're disconnected, but sometimes they look at us like, you don't know what.
Right. You can't skip generations. It's more effective when it's coming from their peers or people that are just a little bit older. Yala Van Zant taught me that. So yes, you're going to listen more. It's like when your kids don't listen to you, but they listen to their older cousins. You're like, well, I just told you. But when your older cousins say it mean more, right? So it's one of those things where you can't skip generations. So we're excited in Dayton. We do have vendors. We have all of our D9 organizations are going to be there with tables. So students want to learn about any of the Greek letter organizations. We have several HBCUs. So I know in Cleveland, like they have a college fair and then they have a send off. For ours is kind of blended together as one event. So we have several HBCUs, alumni associations or alumni, I think about 14 this year, that have tables so students can learn. And that's the great thing about it. So like Tennessee State is there, and there's always a bunch of Tennessee State students coming out of Dayton. So they're there making sure they take care of their scholars. But we also have other HBCUs who are there really to promote their HBCUs, because we have Tuskegee that's going to be there. We got Jackson State this year, and this is going to be their first time. Yeah. And so some of those schools are there to educate the other students, the brothers and sisters of our scholars. Or like I said, last year we had the man that, he let us use his truck to transport stuff to our location. And once we were set up, he was like, hey, can I bring my grandsons? Because I really want them to see this. We were like, absolutely, because it's open to the community. He came back with 4 of his grandsons. They were all elementary age, and they walked around and they had an amazing time. And he was like, thank you so much. I'm like, no, please come back next year. We want to keep exposing our babies to this Black excellence.
I love it. I know I believe my mom took my nephews. And if you've ever seen my nephews, in their mind, they are already HBCU students in their mind.
They are. They're pre-college HBCU students. Yes.
Their school, every classroom or unit or however is named after an HBCU. Awesome. So they learn to chant. And so my nephew, you couldn't tell him nothing. I graduated from FAMU this year.
Okay. I love it. Yes. And FAM's going to have a table.
Like, dude, you got a long way to go. Well, you can't tell me. And I'm like, okay, well, you graduate. But that excites me that it's a school. It's school that is actually doing that. We have one here as well. But when you see kids that young and they already in their mind, like, I'm going to be a drum major. I'm going to be a football player.
There it is. Let them bring them. Yes, I'm going to be. And that's what's so great about our HBCUs is that they really promote student engagement and activity and leadership. And we have so many of our scholars that, have been a part of the HBCU send-off that have gone on to their college and they're coming back and they're in leadership positions. Like, oh, Miss Angee, I'm at SGA. Oh, Miss Angee, I'm doing this. Or I just started my own org on campus. So I really love that about our HBCUs, that we really foster, an environment where leaders, are really nurtured into their greatness.
I love it. We have to take a break. And I know I mentioned it in the intro. And we talked about it briefly, like, where did it start and where is it going? Like, this thing is starting to be, we turned 3 like you, but it's starting to bounce in different cities. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So we about to go to a break. I got Miss Angee Davis, homegirl. Told y'all she like family.
Yes, so, it's my HBCU sister for sure. Absolutely.
All righty.
Are you interested in attending an historically Black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically Black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically Black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
Okay, so I'm stuck on that. Before we start talking about our event, I'm looking at that. So it's only $20 for the Common Black app. So I got to figure out a way to intertwine that into the HBCU send-off and maybe give a couple of our families, sponsor a couple of our families that come with their, with their high school seniors or juniors to possibly help us. Yeah, because I want to see, maybe I can have a QR code or something, because I would love to, as a part of the HBCU send-off, we pay for several of our high school students to be to take part in the Common Black app. So I would love to do that. I got to figure that out. I want to do that.
Mason, if you watching.
No, I want to do, I'm for real. Like I said, because we have families that come with their juniors and seniors. We have high school students that are volunteers. And I would love to be like, for my volunteers, my high school volunteers, go ahead and fund their college in their Common Black app.
And they actually have it on their webpage. I can actually send you the link. And what they do is, like, we pay for X amount of seniors, each year, and they have it where you can pay it for that. And that's why I list it in the newsletter every week too, because I'm like $20, and it's that, I think they're up to 68 schools. That's a lot. Them application fees
can soar. Yes, I like it. Even if we can get the QR. Yeah, so I definitely want to think more about how we can incorporate that to make sure we're taking care of our next generation of send-offers. So yes.
See, look, I make sure you get that info,
please.
So now, where did this start? We said it started in Cleveland,
right?
Then it jumped to Dayton, San Antonio, and then it's like, okay, I kind of got like mixed up. I'm like, where else did this send off?
Oh, I know Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a send off. And then Lima, because that's where I'm originally from. Shout out to Lima, else. And so some folks in Lima reached out to me and said, hey, we want to do a send-off. And they put their own Lima spin on it as well. Everybody has to kind of really make it fit their community. And so Lima has a send-off. I wasn't able to make theirs last year, but I popped in virtually to say hey to some of my scholars. So hopefully I can go to theirs this year. But Lima has the send-off. And I know you and I were talking about it on social media, and somebody, Wilberforce alum, I think he's in North Carolina, was like, hey, I want to do this in North Carolina. So, it's growing, and we want to get them all over the country because our scholars deserve it and they need to see that. And what's really great about the send-off is because it definitely encourages some of our high schoolers to choose HBCUs because they see that special treatment, because a lot of our schools, we don't have the huge football programs that are always promoted on TV all the time during college football season. So we don't get to brand ourselves like that. But when they see how special they get treated at their send-off, it makes them think twice. Like, wait a minute, I want to go to an HBCU. So we know that the work we're doing in Dayton, in San Antonio, in Pittsburgh, in Cleveland, in Lima, we know that it's helping to encourage our scholars because they see the family that we are. We know once we get on that campus, we know that, okay, this is a wonderful family nurturing Black excellence environment, but we give our scholars a peek of it at our send-offs.
Yeah, I watched every last live from Dayton send-off, and I said, you know what, I should have just got on the plane. Like, I was like, I got so, you know how you be like that kid that feel like you can't go outside and everybody
you watching like, yeah.
That was me last year. I was just like this.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a great time this year. Our turnout. We've already increased how many students scholars have registered for the event. You have to be a Dayton area student, any of our Dayton area surrounding counties, and so we've already surpassed the number, and we still have a month, like 25 more days to go. And so I'm like, okay, slow down with the registrations. That's okay. But no, so we've already, the students, they know about it. They know what it is. They're excited about coming. I have 2 interns that are HBCU students that are helping get the word out. Cause I'm like, we don't always know how to reach the kids, but they know how to reach each other. So they've been working really hard to get the word out to the scholars, and it's happened. Like I said, last year, I think we had 100 total. This year, we already have 122 registered, and we got 25 more days.
Wow. Yeah. I'm super excited. And I think what people don't realize is that we all are connected with these send-offs. Sometimes we'll be on the text feed or like you said on social media, hey, I'll start this with you. Hey, let's hop on a Zoom. Let's get it done. And that's what it's about. If we pour in together, it's strength in math, strength in numbers.
Absolutely. Yes. And we're sharing each other's marketing materials, and we're sharing each other's resources. I know Cleveland helped me out with something I needed help out last year. I was able to, help you out and say, hey, here, take this, whatever. So we're all working together because we all have that common mission to support our HBCUs, to support our scholars, to help them get to and through the universities and come out with a degree.
And that's the part that that's why I said it's like Christmas. You get excited because, and I know I probably last week's show, I have a young lady. She's first generation scholar. She's headed to Prairie View. She's in the Summer Bridge program, and her excitement that she had on last week's show just made me be like, oh God, you got to come to the send-off, And so she, Miss Mo, I'll make sure I'm there. So that, kind of warms my heart to see kids that never had that experience, never been in that HBCU culture. And she's like extremely excited. I mean, the demographics in San Antonio is unique. So you won't really get to experience a lot of that. And she touched on that last week, and it was just like, oh, poor baby. And she was like, I'm going to find myself when I go. And I'm like,
oh,
and it just,
wow.
And I'm not like one of those emotional, like tearjerker type of people, but you could like feel that in her conversation. She was like, awesome. I get to go to the bridge. I'm going to know the campus before everybody gets there. I'm ready. She's like, if they say go tomorrow, I can go. So for those scholars, like, I don't know if Dayton has, a lot of first gen scholars that are coming to this send off, but for those scholars that is even their first time away from home, will y'all do something like to kind of prepare them for that as well at the send off?
So that's really what the networking is all about. So we force our scholars to network. So all of our scholars that come in, they get what we call our HBCU send-off passport. And so the passport, they have to get stamps. And so part of the stamps is that they have to go around to the tables and get stamps, but they also have to meet other students. So one of the things might say, find a student that's already met their roommate, or find a student that's a student leader on their campus, or find somebody that's an athlete. So it forces them to kind of work the room and meet other people. So we know that networking amongst themselves is what helps them, to really help them with their matriculation for those that might get homesick. So now they know somebody that's, at their school, or they know an alumni that went to their school. And so that helps a lot. We know a lot of our parents can be very intimidated, especially when our parents didn't attend. When these students are first gen, the parents can be very intimidated by the whole experience. But we, as you know, like, it's an HBCU family. So that includes mom and them too. So we embrace the whole family. And so a lot of times our families will then lean on the alumni that they meet on that event, because a lot of times the student will call home with complaining or whatever, and they'll direct them to that alum that they had met. And that alum will be like, no, keep on keeping on. Don't look back. This is what you need to do. If you're not getting along with your roommate, this is how you handle it. Because a lot of times the parents will be like, oh, you don't get along with your roommate, she dirty, come home. But alumni know that that's a part of the process, and that's a part of maturity, is to be able to work through those roommate issues or class schedule issues. So that's, why we're here. And that's why we really kind of push the networking at the event, and we make it happen with that passport, is that we force our students to work the room and get to know people so that they are building that support system.
Wow. Now, I'm going to steal that.
Oh, please do. I'll send you a copy. If you want to know, Monique, what's so dope about our passport is that we have watermark pictures on it. And so I chose like different HBCU like not trademarks, but landmarks on their different campuses. So like for Wilberforce, I have y'all's tower on there. So you can see, like, if you look at the picture, you can see the watermark of the tower. And I have something from Tuskegee. Jesus, yeah, it's a beautiful passport. But if you really look at it, you can see that there are some different, beautiful landmarks on there. So yeah, I will definitely send that to you. Because yes, I will send it to you. Yes.
Nice icebreaker. I need that.
And that's exactly what it is. It forces students to kind of work the room, because you can't get any of our donated prizes until your passport is full. Once your passport is full, then you get the ticket and put it into the bucket to win some of the prizes. Because for us, we give away the baskets. We have 100 baskets. So first comes freshmen and sophomores, and then whatever we have out after that, the juniors and seniors get. But we have our tall laundry baskets full of laundry detergent, pillows, towels, sheet sets, surge protectors, all kinds of things, dorm essentials that our students need. So everybody, the first 100 people that register, first 100 freshmen and sophomores get those. And then again, juniors and seniors get the rest. But then all of our scholars that fill out that passport are then registered to win any of our $250 book scholarships. We have many refrigerators. We have a couple of televisions. We have a ton of gift cards that we give out throughout the day. So, but you have to get your passport filled out, which means you've already worked the room. You've gotten to know people. You visited our community partners, and then you get to qualify to win our prizes.
I like that. I need you to send me that.
I will send that to you. Yes.
Love it. Because, I mean, like you said, it is all about networking. And I want to say, honestly, since COVID has kind of got me out of my shell in this HBCU space, and I think I have talked to so many people that sometimes it's just like, hey, I know you just, like, okay, hi, I'm, But this is a big deal, guys. Y'all, we want to get behind Miss Angee and her team and support this mission. This year number 3. We both turned 3 this year. Yay.
So yeah, I'm telling anybody, if you're in the area, we want you to come out. Ours is June 25th from 1 to 4 at Horizon Academy. Again, June 25th from 1 to 4. It's a Sunday. So we really want everybody to come out. And if you're even in the area, because I really would love to see Cincinnati do one. I would love to see Columbus do one. So come on down, take a look at what we're doing and see what parts of what we're doing is going to work for your city.
Wait a minute. Y'all weren't paying attention. She just put out like that challenge. I want to see Cincinnati.
I want to see Cincinnati. I want it because we have a young lady who went to Tuskegee. She just finished her freshman year. But her father, he drove her up last year, even though he knew that she couldn't register. But he wanted her to meet because we have a Tuskegee table. Alumni are there. And I'm going to tell you this. So yeah, alumni from Tuskegee are there. And so she was able to meet them and she was able to walk around and meet other people. Do you know? I'm going to tell you this. Do you know the Tuskegee Alumni Association reached out to me 2 weeks ago and said, who was that young lady? We want to give her some money for school.
I love it.
And she's from Cincinnati. But right now we didn't have any students from Dayton that were headed to Tuskegee. So they wanted to bless her. But of course, they're still going to be there because they're still flying that Tuskegee flag just in case any of our high schoolers are interested and may have not heard of Tuskegee.
And that's that. Those type of things happen. And I always tell scholars when I do workshops, when I do speaking engagements, get to know these alums. They might drop you some dividends. Like
yes. Get
with that alumni association. Here, we have 9 HBCUs in Texas. But the bulk of the scholars here, they either go to PV. But this year, our numbers are leaning a lot towards Grambling. I was like, okay, well, GSU. I'm an honorary. They told me I'm an honorary Grambling.
Now, how far is PV from San Antonio? How far are those schools from where you're located?
I think PV is like 3.5 to 4 hours. Texas Southern is going towards Houston, is in Houston, so that's 2.5. It's not far, but it's not close either.
Gotcha.
The closest is in Austin, which is Houston-Tillotson. But we do have St. Philip's, which is a HSI, a Hispanic Serving Institution, and a HBCU at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, it's 9, but more so just increasing the awareness here is more so what we do. And this year, I've been, extremely excited because, I know you tell me all the time, people are watching. You just got to keep doing them. I'm like, they're not looking. So kids, what I'm noticing, they're reaching out. Their parents are reaching out. Hey, my kid is going to an HBCU. And so I'm like, okay, they're watching.
Oh, absolutely. People are paying attention. And once they know and feel the love that can come from an HBCU, it'll make them, look again and then say, okay, I want to go visit an HBCU and I want to enroll in an HBCU. So we know that the work that we're doing is important and we're passionate about it because of what our HBCUs mean to us. I owe so much to Central State University. Coming from Lima, where the exposure was very limited to HBCUs, very, very limited. But thank God for Miss Susie Williamson, who loaded up that church band at the Miss Hall Community Center and said, "I'm gonna bring a bunch of kids to Central State," because that was my exposure to HBCU life. Now I watched a different world with everybody else, but I thought I was going to go down south to college because I thought all the HBCUs were in the south. But she introduced me to Central State University, so it's important for people like the Susie Williamsons who load up van loads of kids and take them on college visits. It's important for people like Monique Robinson who educates the entire community and families, moms, dads, everybody, our church community, and really educate them about HBCU. It takes all of the work that all of us are doing to make sure our students understand the importance of our schools, because we know the excellence they can come. They become who they are supposed to be at HBCUs. Like that young lady said, I can't wait to find myself. I'm like, oh, I want to meet her. I want to know her. I want to make sure that I stay in contact with her, because we want to make sure that baby is supported.
Mm-hmm. And that actually she's in one of the newsletters. I want to say last week's newsletter as well.
Okay.
And when I got through interview, I was like, you know what? Give me your address. We're going to put you on the care package list.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want anybody to feel, the send off. Yes, that's Christmas, but we still got work to do throughout the year.
Throughout the year, we got to get them not just to college. We got to get them through college, and that's what's important. We got to make sure that they know that they're supported, because things are going to get tough. Life can get tough, but you got to stay in school, because you're going to help your family so much more when you come home with a degree. When you come home with that grit that you've been able to gain by being able to figure stuff out for yourself.
Yes. And that, oh my God. So those are the type of things, guys, I know that, me and Miss Angela told you this is like family. We could go all day long.
Yes.
Talking about the send off, because when I tell you, it's just the energy she brings. And I'm like, okay, she's like my thought partner. Sometimes I text her something like, hey, what do you think about this? You think this works? And that's important. So if you're interested in doing a send-off, I'll put this challenge out here. She already called out like 2 cities.
I did.
Like, wait, you have an alumni chapter there. Y'all could even start at a park. Just do a barbecue. But just show the kids in that neighborhood who are going to our nation's historically Black colleges and universities that we back them and we support them. I'm just saying, that's just something we do here, because it's not a popular choice here. Just being really transparent. So if you watched last week's show, and you hear the child say that it's not a popular, it's not coming from me, out of the mouth of babes, that it's not a popular choice. So the good trouble that I have to put myself into to give these messages. But Dayton, in your city.
In my city, yes. In my city, yes.
In my city. When I tell you, it's not an event. It's like, I'm telling you, it's a whole vibe.
It's a vibe. Be a part of that vibe. Like the DJ coming back. We got some better speakers this year. Like speakers for the acoustics. We got some of the young Kappas. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Some of the young brothers from Central State. Some of the young, they said they bringing their canes and they gonna show. Because I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest. Because the students told us that they wanted to see some strolling, and so we had some folks strolling. But then the one young lady, she's at Alabama A&M. She's like, Miss Angee, she's like, that was cool, but that was really our teachers out there strolling. We really want to see some younger people out there strolling. So she put that challenge out to me to make sure that we had some folks strolling. So the Kappas, some of the young Kappas told me that they was gonna show up with their canes and they was gonna put on a little show for our scholars this year. So I'm holding them to that. So yeah, so we're not gonna have your teachers out there strolling this year. We're gonna have some young bloods out there. So yeah, we got entertainment. It's gonna be a whole vibe. Yeah, Monique, she said it was our teachers out there strolling, and we really want to see that. So I was like, okay, we gonna get y'all some young folks. So yes,
we need somebody that don't have to think about. No, I'm just playing.
Right, we need somebody that won't need to soak in a tub of Epsom salt when they go home later.
Hey, I understand. I went to the sneaker ball and they start playing some of them songs from the barn and from the from the ballroom. I was like, you know what? This is like 25 years ago. Go sit yourself down.
Sit myself down. I just let the young folks do it. Let the young, but except for that Tamia shuffle, I think I got the Tamia down, so I might be doing that. I might jump out there with them when they do that Tamia.
I'm jealous. It took me 5 tries, and on that 3rd turn, I was like, I quit.
I quit. So no, I think I got it, but they don't want to see me. They say I'm a teacher's age. They want to see the young people do it. So, like I said, we really encourage people to come out. Our students we want you to support them. We want families to come out to see, to show their students what the HBCU experience is all about, just to get a little taste of it, and make sure that our scholars come out. Like I said, we have so many things to give away this year. Tons of gift cards, TVs, mini refrigerators, microwaves.
I always have computers.
Oh, we do. We have a whole bunch of computers this year. Yes. Yeah, we have some computers and we have some Chromebooks that are like, I guess they've like upgraded the Chromebooks so that they can be used more for college students. So we have like a ton of brand new Chromebooks. We have a ton of laptops. So yes, we are giving away a laptop. We are giving away some technology at the send-off. Yes. We are giving away some technology, giving away for the free, for the zero at the send-off. So yes.
I need to go to Dayton send-off so I can get me a laptop and some other stuff. I seen people walking out with refrigerators, baskets. I'm telling you, I went the first year and I almost needed my inhaler fooling with Angee and Anthony H. Brown. I got to the door and come on, let's go. I was like, oh my God, this is a whole, as I said, it's a vibe. And then
it's a vibe. And we even have every year we have a group of a drill team come out, the young people, because we want them to see that Black excellence. So Dayton, Dayton, you grew up in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio is a drill team city. Dayton loves food trucks and Dayton loves drill teams. And so we have a drill team that is going to be there to entertain us, but also we say they're coming to entertain us, right? But I really am having them come so that they can be exposed to this HBCU excellence.
See, you said drill team. Shout out to Louis Hugie. I was, oh my goodness, I was in DC, Dakota Eds. When I tell you, I can't march like I used to. I'd be done passed out. But
Dakota Eds. So so we bring in a drill team because this is Dayton. Like I said, I think every city has their own little spin on their send off, but it wouldn't be a Dayton event if it wasn't a drill team there. So we've got a drill team coming.
Western Stars, you've had Western Stars there. They're gonna look for you.
I'm not sure because Antoine Shackleford, shout out to my HBCU brother. He's always the one that gets my my drill team. So I'm not sure. We try to spread the love. So we've had different ones every year. So we probably have a different one this year as well. So we try to spread the love amongst our babies to expose them to this HBCU excellence.
Well, I love it. I told y'all we could talk all day about this.
Yes.
You are gonna see me flood your timelines. If I don't get to make it, I'm telling you, looking at the screen like this. But thank you, Ms. Angee, for coming on. We truly will back anything you do far as this and anything you do HBCU related. We're like, okay, it's going in the newsletter. Just let me know what you want me to put. And if you need us to share on all our platforms,
please, yes, please. And I do have something else coming up for you. We'll talk about that in the group chat, but there is something else that I think will be perfect for your show and perfect for your newsletter. Because again, all things HBCU, we shouting them out, we supporting, we loving on it, and we making it happen. So yes, HBCU send off Dayton area HBCU send off June 25th from 1 to 4 at Horizon Academy. We want to see you guys there. Bring the whole family, bring the kids, bring your little cousins. Help expose them to this Black excellence.
Yes. I'm telling y'all, it's a vibe.
It's a whole vibe. Yes.
Vibe.
I gotta figure out what shirt I'm gonna wear. We got some t-shirts. We get t-shirts made every year for our event. I owe you a shirt. I got one from last year. I promise you I'm gonna send it to you. I got them in storage over with Miss Millie, but I got a t-shirt for you. But our t-shirts this year, to me, are doper than last year.
Now, I think Anthony got 2 shirts. And
I sent him a shirt. I ain't sent you no shirt. I'm gonna send you a shirt. I'm gonna send me your address because I still got some. I got a couple of shirts because we had some extra from last year. I'll see you last year.
That shirt be so dope.
Our shirt is dope because our shirt has all the HBCUs listed by state on the back. And I promise you, I thought I was an HBCU Black History nerd. And when we got our shirt made, I learned because some of those schools I didn't really know where they were, but we have them listed by state. So I think that's really dope.
I love it. So it has been real, guys. Please, if you want to support, please check out Dayton area send-off. It is on all social media platforms.
Mhm.
The flyers are in all the newsletters. If you are following any of our pages, trust me, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And you're going to see this episode in the newsletter and on all our platforms as well. So thank you, Miss Angee, for coming out today.
Thank you.
I know it's always like, amongst families, so it don't really seem like where I have to just be kind of like a normal interview. It's always like amongst family. We just talk about anything. So, guys, support all the send-offs.
Yes.
Cincinnati, Columbus, you've been challenged.
What's up?
So I don't know. You've been challenged. I mean, even Lima got one. You have no
Lima got one. What? Lima?
No excuse.
No.
So if you're in Cincinnati, you need help, let us know.
Let us know.
Tell you how to start it. I know Wilberforce has an alum chapter there. So come on, guys, get it done. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.